Welcome to my brand new office. Now that we have finally moved out of the old space, I actually have this entire office to set up to do lots of work, to do lots of video creation. Who am I kidding? I need a chill spot to be able to watch videos, play games, and pretend to do work while Jared's out there doing actual work. So it's all thanks to our good friends over at Govee who are sponsoring this video, who are providing not only their original sort of immersion backlight, but also they've got the brand new Backlight T2. What's neat about this is that this actually takes advantage of a dual camera setup to give you a fully immersive TV setup. While I have a lot of work to do to actually build out the office, the first thing I want to do is focus on the TV, which we have chosen because it is almost exactly the right size for this wall. Let's get this thing started. So we've already got the TV, which this is again a 65-inch TV. Now Govee were kind enough to send out not only their original version of the immersion, but also the T2. So the T2 is I think what we're going to actually be using. Obviously, you know, this is just the package, but you can kind of see the idea here, right? If you have a very colorful scene, you'll be able to have your TV kind of almost blend into the background, especially if you have sort of narrower bezels. And what's nice about the Govee setup is that it doesn't require you to lose any performance, right? So a lot of other sort of setups that require like an HDMI box and whatnot, yes, they work directly, but the problem is you lose some features like HDMI 2.1, or you can't run the actual apps inside your TV or something. This is universal. Anything that is on your TV, it will be able to replicate with the RGB strips behind. So this is our PC.
Do you want to try it?
We'll talk about what's inside the PC later. Let's see if it fits first.
See?
Oh, dude, look
no
at this.
test fitting required.
Look at this. There's not even a finger's worth of gap. So inside we've got ourselves a 3080 Ti. We also have a 12900KF, as well as, how much RAM did you put in here?
32 gigs.
32 gigs. Fun fact, this is gonna be the first time I've basically ever had my own office. Even when I worked at home, I didn't really have it was more of like a shooting space, but this is actually like my proper office. It smells like quality and adhesive. So the first step is going to be just wiping down the surface, which I think is actually pretty important, because you imagine if you're gonna put these sort of strips with adhesive, you don't want it to get stuck, or you don't want dust to make it sort of fall out. This installation is pretty straightforward. They've already kind of pre-measured the strips. You don't have to cut or do anything. It's literally already designed. Dude, this adhesive is great. I know they've got the clips here just for a little bit of extra safety, but they're not massively necessary. That's already basically done. All right, let's do the bottom part, and then honestly, we're done. Look at that.
That was amazingly pain-free.
I mean, I think it's mostly because we're really talented and skilled, but also I think Govee did a great job of designing some high-quality strips here. Yes, of course, they're sponsoring this video, but that was way simpler than I thought. So with our strip installed, the next thing is to actually hook up the control module, which is really just needs power, and it's got two USB-C, one for the light and one for the camera. So I'm just gonna put this module right in the middle here. This is a really neat setup, especially if you're comparing this to the camera that was set up in the original Govee T1. This does not need any kind of stickers, so it's actually got a weighted base, which means that all you need to do is line up in the middle, done. No adhesive, nothing. And if you ever need to take it off, move your TV for whatever reason, you can just pick it right up. Also, I like the fact that they're using these two super wide angle lenses. Let's make sure this all works before we cable manage anything else, but honestly, we're done. Oh, look at that. So we actually have a live feed from the camera.
That's so cool.
So let's start right here and right here. Calibration successful. Let's upgrade the firmware, and we're pretty much good. While this is updating, why don't we actually get the rest of the setup going? So the next step here is going to be getting some audio going. So what we're gonna do is something a little different than what I typically do for these kind of setups. So we're actually gonna be using a soundbar with a couple of satellite speakers and a sub. For a room this size, we don't need a massive amount of power, right? No. Just having a little bit of that surround sound, I think, is all we really need. Because if I crank this thing, everyone's gonna get mad. So we've got ourselves the sub, and we've got ourselves the soundbar. Oh, this is gonna fit pretty well. And the fact that it's got the upward firing Atmos, while I think on a soundbar, the advantage you get with Atmos is certainly a little limited, because while you do get that sort of upward firing, it's not going to be anywhere near as strong as if you had actual speakers in the ceiling or something, but certainly not gonna hurt. All right, my friends, the setup is starting to look much better. Ignoring all the stuff that has not been unpacked or whatever. But the most important part of the setup is looking much better. So this is what the Govee T2 is all about. And you can see, especially with this really cool backdrop, I mean, the actual sync and the colors look incredibly dope. But that's not all we have for the setup. While this is, of course, the most important part. Josh, would you mind, Josh?
Hey.
Do you have some extra things for me?
I have quite a few.
I actually didn't know until we started working on this video. Josh has a ton of Govee stuff at his apartment, who he very graciously tore down and let me borrow for this video so we can actually try some stuff out. Is this a Govee tree?
So this is not a Govee tree. All of the goodies aren't here, but I'll explain later. I'll get to it. All right, awesome. So here, I mean, you can take a quick peek. You know, the nondescript bag of lights.
Oh, this is neat. This is the little splash, right?
Exactly. So we got 2 of these. Oh. These are just all my personal products. I don't have the packaging for this anymore, so excuse all the wires.
Holy.
Oh, that's the big one. Oh yeah.
What is going on here?
This is what the glide light, and you can connect all of these together. Govee has a whole lot of options for us, and you can customize these light bars. We have 6 different light bars. Look at this. You just clip them together.
Ooh. Where are we gonna put all this? I don't think there's gonna be room for everything.
So, I mean, like I said, we might not have room for everything, but maybe something like this. Maybe put a little underglow underneath the couch. Might be able to accomplish that with this.
We put something actually inside the cabinet, because right now we have our custom gaming PC, but it's like completely dark and invisible. Like you just can't see it behind the grate because it's like just very dark.
No, we definitely have options for that.
So what's this guy?
So yeah, so this lamp is just one I found on Amazon. The Govee product is just a light bulb inside. This is a smart LED bulb.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, simple enough. You can plug this into literally any sort of lamp source that you have. Like I said, you can sync it all your different colors, and it works really, really well.
Theoretically, if we can use what the T2 is getting as far as the image from the TV and pass that RGB information through to other lights in the room, theoretically we could get a whole bunch of the room all synced up on the exact same sort of RGB thing.
There's some customization you can do, and also specifically picking a color palette. Well, let's say we're turning gamer room into romantic room, and you want to get some pink and red.
This took a turn. I bet you actually help me with some RGB, but you know that works too.
Hey, all right, let's get started.
Okay, so we've got a little bit more done on the setup, so I don't think we're fully done with things, but we've got the little tree here. We've got the little lights to kind of splash some on the wall. So I'm feeling pretty good about things, but let me actually show you what it looks like when it's fully up and running. So I'm gonna pull up a Denki video here.
Ooh.
I've heard Denki makes terrific videos.
No, it doesn't.
That looks pretty cool though, right? You can see the actual sync of the lights behind.
Woo! Ooh, I'd hang out in here.
We can do a whole lot more than that because we also have the TV and the stereo.
Ooh, let's take a listen. We should be here more often. We can get used to this.
Okay, I'll pause. Copyright music over for a second. For such a lightweight sort of setup, right? Because we basically just got the soundbar in front of us. We've got the 2 satellite speakers and the sub right underneath the couch here. I don't mind bothering everyone in the office because
I don't mind.
Matt, do you care when I'm cranking it in here?
I'm on the other side of the building, so I can't hear anything from over here. So.
We're not just here to look at some pretty lights. This is a place for camaraderie. This is a place for friendship and for forging the bonds through intense games of Fortnite.
Well, yeah, what are we playing?
We're not playing Fortnite. No, actually we've got a bunch of emulators on here. So that's one of the things of this PC is that we've got an emulator for almost everything.
Legally obtained games?
Yes, we juiced a Wii and we put it in the PC.
You juiced the Wii.
We juiced the Wii.
You milked the Wii, you know?
Oh,
What could possibly go wrong? Let's smash.
Wrong tag.
All right.
Oh, I have to remember how to play.
Dude, so we're all in the same boat. No one knows how to play.
Xbox controller.
Yeah, Xbox controller is gonna trip me out.
Wait, get the smash
There we go.
thing.
I'm getting.
I want the smash. Wait. No! How do I use it? I'm button mashing. Oh, I don't know how to use it. Well,
I'm gonna steal it from you, Josh.
Well, no one else
You're
knows
not
that.
gonna have that anymore. Everyone ready to go to the Kirby Cafe?
get me out of the pot.
It's getting spicy in here. Look how good this RGB actually looks, though. I mean, especially when you look at how well it helps the TV to kind of blend in.
The RGB looks great when I am about to wreck Mario.
Oh yeah, I think so. I've only seen them on you, on Pikachu.
No,
At the very end, at the shot clock.
Yes, I got it! I got it at the end!
Oh no.
Let's go, baby! Smash champion of the world right now. Thank you very much to Govee for sponsoring this video and enabling the office to turn into Austin's Smash Zone.